Hello everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to TMHW Gaming. So since my last video, I have started the D4 campaign series. Had I known what I know now, I would have finished it at release, but I'm here to talk more about the March to 100. I am having a great time in Season of Blood, and I hope you are too. If you want to stay up to date on what's going on in Diablo 4, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I'd love for you to join the community. With that being said, let's get into the video. My last play session, I decided to hit the record button and some good things happened to come out of it. I was definitely able to put together in my mind something to talk about with this play session, because even though I had a great time doing the activities I went in to do, there were still a few things that are kind of making me go, I am getting a better handle on the Paragon system and what the nodes are doing. I'm able to see the effects that they give, even though I don't know how my survivability is strangely high. 5,000 health isn't that much, especially for the level I am at. I am still reluctant to roll with the occultist because I don't understand the system all the way yet. When they add the graphic that tells you what possible rolls are, then I will have a little more confidence. I know that where a lot of the health comes from, along with other critical things that come on the item. I have done some re-rolling on some things where I knew what I was getting into, and it actually worked out, so I'm figuring it out. In my last video, I made the statement that the item hunt is on, and indeed it is. Problem is, I have 8 levels gained since going to World Tier 4, and I have found none of the regular legendary items that I need. That, and because I didn't get through the campaign during the first season, I don't know how slow upper tier leveling was. So to me, this is slow. I hope that my fellow heroes are feeling the 40% faster leveling, because to me, even with potions that give 5% XP, it's still mighty slow. Battle Pass leveling felt faster than this, and maybe it's because I've already completed it, except for the ashes, and even with those, I have 3 of the 4 XP slots done so far, and it's still slow. But I know it's just me, and I just wanted to rant a little about that. So what have I done since reaching World Tier 4? I have done Legion events, fought Avarice the Gold Cursed, done plenty of blood harvest for Whispers, and climbing the Nightmare Dungeon ladder. I don't have footage of the world boss fight, but I was very standoffish, especially because there were plenty of level 100 players there. And the rewards were good, although I was really only there for the exquisite blood. Being that the run to level 100 has the ladder of bosses, I'm really focused on farming the summoning material, defeating grotesque debtors, completing Whispers, and for the Season of Blood harvest for malignant parts for Echo of Rashant, participating in helltides for living still for Grigor. Distill Fear is acquired by doing level 30 plus nightmare dungeons to summon the beast in the ice. You get exquisite blood by defeating world bosses and doing legion events for Lord Zir. And for Duriel, you need mucus slick eggs from Varshan and shards of agony from Grigor. I have enough material to summon Varshan and Grigor a couple of times. Not sure if I got any Distill Fear from the first tier 30 nightmare dungeon. I have more sigils for 30 plus dungeons, so of course I will go back and complete more of those. The more I am doing these helltides, the more fun I have. I was able to get into one at the start, and I set the goal. Can I get 600 of the aberrant cinders and find 2 living steel chests in one run? And the answer is yes, I could. It got a little dicey, but with just under 16 minutes left, I found the second chest. And that was an awesome run. The more kills I got, even more monsters appeared. And then a whole lot of elites just out of nowhere. What I can attest to is this. I am over level 75 at this point, and the level of the monsters is still going up. Most elites I'm coming across, no matter what event I'm doing, are at least 3 levels higher than me. Here's where I tell you that Max Roll GG is the truth. Using their Death Trap Rogue build guide, I have enough attack power along with the DPS to really get it done. The crux is finding the items needed for the build. I know that the more I play, I will get them, so it's not that big a deal. The last time I went into the Blood Harvest, I did want to put the attack power and DPS to the test, so I did find the Blood Siphon and decided to use it. I wasn't able to complete it on my own, but I did get pretty far into it. I was holding my own until what seemed like a poison pool showed up out of nowhere, and I couldn't get away from it. I had to leave the circle or I would have died. I'm also figuring out that just by slaying in the Blood Harvest, the Bloodseekers will find you. Killing 2 of them is always a whisper in the event. Still looking for the council, as that is one of the season journey quests that have to be done. I also like how the more kills you get, the intensity of the amount of monsters that show at any given time ramps up, all the way to the point that vampires just drop out of the sky around you at like 4-second intervals. It's wild. I absolutely love it when that happens. Also, treasure goblins like being in the blood harvest. It seems every time I go in, I run into one. Where I can't wait to run into one is the nightmare dungeons. Speaking of nightmare dungeons, in my World Tier 3 video, I was wondering why the monsters were at a level much lower than me. In my last video, I said they were the same level as the world. And now that I've done the level Tier 30, I can report that the level presented to me was 84 on pretty much everything. I will admit, at first when I saw this, I was like, man, I don't think I can make it through this. And then I started getting that rhythm down. Once again, thanks to the build that I have put together with the help of Maxroll, the monsters nor the boss at the end were a problem. Legion events are a different thing. So they do this call and it starts like an hour before the event starts. Okay, that's cool. I showed up to this one with about 4 minutes left on the timer and the most silly stuff ensued. A druid said hello to me and I said hello back. Then he proceeded to tell me that I was weak and foolish. Then another player invited me to his party and sent the invite more than once. I've already said I don't play with random, so you know that it went unanswered. Now I will say this, I know that these communities have toxic players. It's in every one of them. It's a major part of the reason I stay away. If someone sends you an invite once and they don't respond, don't send another. That's just annoying. I'm glad that you thought of me enough to want to play with me, but I'm cool. So the event started, and this is what the Legion event is. There are 3 objectives that you must complete before the main boss monster is unleashed. You run around this area and in certain locations one of the 3 objectives will appear. From what I've seen, they spawn in one at a time, which is fine because they also spawn in a whole lot of monsters as well. After completing the 3 objectives, the big baddie appears. Since getting to World Tier 4, it's been more level 100 players than anything else, so the monsters go down very fast. I will probably get to a point where I will encounter this stuff alone and can really see what this build can do and where it is relative to the world around. After completing the Legion event, 3 very large chests appear, and upon opening them, there's a lot of good loot, but the main is the exquisite blood, and I've had up to 3 drop at once, so that's good. If 3 drop from every event, then it takes 3 of those to do 1 Lord Zir fight. I think that the grind is a good one. I like that the monster count is high and it takes some oomph to kill them. I am really enjoying what I have encountered in the latter stages of the endgame, and I hope that Blizzard can keep this going at a good pace. The game has great bones, and the hope is they build upon those bones with great offerings. How are you coming along in your World Tier 4 grind to 100? What is your favorite thing to do in the endgame? Let me know in the comments and let's discuss. If you enjoyed today's video, a like would be greatly appreciated. With that being said, there is no more. So remember guys, keep playing games and having fun. I'll catch you in the next one.